Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned in
The Undr Dogz.
Hi, I'm Lenny the Kid. I'm a musician. I mix and master records. I record as well. Write scripts, produce. We fashion. I got a brand on me right now, kids. And yeah, we shoot music videos. We do quite a few things. Yeah. Okay, I was born in Katlehong, Sprayed, and then I grew up in Pretoria. I moved around a lot. I changed schools like 7 times before I matriculated. So I got used to moving, just being around different people, understanding how different people live and all that. It was pretty dope. And I guess it influenced my music to see things from a bigger perspective. So even when I create, I don't just create for a certain demographic. I usually just like try and relate to because I feel like as human beings, it doesn't matter where you're from, like there are certain things that are common in terms of feeling and all that. Like we all feel sad sometimes, bored, undervalued, happy, love, excited and all that. So I try and communicate to that. Yeah. So how it influenced my music, me coming up, basically it was just that, like seeing a whole lot of things. So it was like, my music is like a combination of a whole lot of experiences that I've seen. Well, I started I wasn't really interested in making music. I just found myself in those spaces. I really didn't have no desire of making music. I used to watch like a whole lot of mobster movies. So I always wanted to be like a gangster, like, cause those were the people that were like living well from where we grew up. They had everything that any kid would desire to have. So I'd rather be them. So, but sometimes we'd go out, do what we do, and then we'd come back when the house that we're chilling at, maybe somebody got like a computer, a mic set up, sound card. And then people would just make music, you know? I always knew how to rap. I don't know how, like, cause I always found myself writing. I did poetry also at school. Decided to rap, like, I wasn't like rapping for recording or anything. I was just rapping, like a session with the boys. And everybody would say like, yo, bro, you crazy, ill, like, and all that. And I think a whole lot of years passed, like it was just a hobby for me. I didn't see it as something that could sustain me because I was more concerned about like taking care of myself, financially support. So I was like, artists were broke, bro. Like there was always this stigma that artists die broke and all that. So I was like, nah, I'm not doing this, you know. But I loved writing and just creating for myself. So I guess I got an opportunity. Somebody heard me, they invited me to some other session, and then I spat at the session. And then the guy invited me to his house. When I got to his house, his brother is a DJ for a well-known artist. And when he heard me, he was like, damn, bro, like, you know what I mean? So they were like, do you have any music? I was like, nah. I went to the studio and I chopped up like a mixtape in 2 weeks. When I came back with the music, they took me to the artist's place, played the music, and then things started moving from there. Like, so I guess I just found myself in it because like everywhere I was going, like it was like I was becoming like a center focus in terms of like creating the music. So I went with it. I started enjoying it, hearing myself and hearing how I would sound. But then I'd always be like, nah, I don't like that. You know what I mean? That's why I then got into mixing and mastering and recording myself. Yeah, it had to happen that way because like I was so fussy and particular about how I wanted to sound and certain things. And when the engineer or whoever it was that I was working with couldn't do it, then I figured like, nah, I need to know how to do this myself. So then I took a long break again, learning how to recording a whole lot of music, collaborating with a whole lot of artists. And then I started enjoying recording other artists more. Then we started putting out their projects and all that. And then, yeah, I guess that's just how it went down, man. What I want to achieve with my craft is make money, take care of my family, put a whole lot of people on. But my music is just me expressing myself. Basically, like it just depends with the mood. Sometimes I do turn up music when I'm turned. When I'm sad, I make sad music. When I just express myself in the music. When I do my music, it has nothing to do with what I'm trying to achieve. It's just me expressing myself on it. And then after I'm done with the music, I take off my artist hat, then I put on like my business hat. Then. Yeah. Well, usually in history, like there was a pattern where the music that was done always reflected the state of the nation. But like in South Africa, it's completely opposite. I think it's the only place where that's actually a reality because now mainstream music is flooding a good time, you understand? But then it's not really a good time on the ground. You know, a lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are going through a whole lot of stuff, but then it's not reflected in our art, you know? So, and I find a whole lot of artists who do good music find themselves now conforming, like trying to make the next party record because that's what's like hot right now. But then in terms of, they are artists that talk about what's happening on the ground, but I don't feel like they get enough credit or exposure. I mean, I think like people are struggling, right? So they don't want to be reminded of that all the time. I think they want to hear something that gives them hope, something that they aspire to, you know, be inspired, better tomorrow, yeah. So nobody wants to hear that, but like it needs to be said, you know, because like if you don't then raise your problems or whatever it is that's bothering you, then how can it be solved if you don't raise the issues, you know? But then people don't really want to hear none of that. We're trying to have a good time. I don't actually look for any sort of inspiration. It just comes, like it comes in different forms. Sometimes it's what I hear from other artists. Sometimes it's just what I see in the streets. Sometimes we could just have a conversation and you say something like so cool, you know? And it's the lingo and I get inspired. So I'm inspired by a lot of different things. But in terms of me creating my music, there's no formula. It's just a matter of me going in, listening to what I'm listening to and how I feel at the time, and then I just communicate that. Me personally, I released a mixtape. I think I started making music 2016. 2017 or 2016, I released my first mixtape. It was called Lost and Found. That was the one that we recorded like in 2 weeks. And then from there, I wanted to like learn and all that. And then I created an EP called Socially Awkward, released like on all platforms. Then I did another tape called I Made Me Do It that I dropped on SoundCloud. And a whole lot of singles as well that I was collaborating with a whole lot of artists. And then I got signed to Abantu Music. That's where I then worked with the likes of Questa, Yama, K-Master, Zakwe. Like there was like a whole lot of artists that I worked with there. Some I didn't even meet personally. It was just like they probably record something and then I just jump on the same track here. But then some I did get the pleasure of meeting and even sharing stages with. So I think from there I started working on a whole lot of like corporate, like I started doing ads. The first one was the big one. I worked for Disney Channel. I did the soundtrack for Raven's Home season 3. So when the show was done, I submitted the song. They loved the song, and then I was called in Maboneng. I met with the directors and all them. We drove around showing me the locations of where we're gonna be shooting and all that. And then on the day she came, we shot, and they gave a boy a big bag for that. And then from there I got like kind of excited, so I started doing a whole lot of that. Then I worked with the Uber, did the ad for Uber ad, MTN ad. I did the 2019 elections track as well, the national provincial elections. But it's not just me, it's like it's we. Like that's what we did, because I always move with it. Seemed like there's always people around me. And people that I work with, my friends, my homies, and yeah. Who would I like to collaborate with? International artists. Yeah, I'd like to collaborate with a lot of international artists. Like, I got the list, dude. I don't even know where to start. There's just a lot, whole lot of artists I'd like to. Maybe, let's say Drake. Obviously, I'd like to create some music with Drake. I like Big Sean's sound. You know, I like the Baby, Lil Baby, bro. Like the list just goes on and on. Maybe outside of the hip hop field, people that I would like to work with. Like I like your Green Tea. I really like her sound, the way she does it, sing. I like I am DDB. Like she go hard. No Name. I love No Name music. Like yeah, so like it's just does all like the music is just broad, and there's also like groups like Lil Dragon, you know, Enya. And like I'd like to collaborate with so many people because I'm not just a hip hop artist. Yeah, like I've produced Maskandi music. I've, I've I've produced like R&B or trap soul, hard trap, dark. We've even done like rock, so house music as well. Yeah, yes. Highlights. Yeah, I think the highlights was me doing the Disney ad. I also got to shoot a video in my neighborhood in Sprayview with Kid X. He came too, and we did like a big shoot, like, and everybody was out. That was also a highlight for me. I hosted my first show called Show You Inc. And it sold out. It was crazy. Like we made history on it there, like in my neighborhood. So that was huge for me. And then we did the second one the following year as well. And then it was also big. Like that, the second one actually had like celebrities come through. Like we had like your ex, your Questas, all these guys that were here in the hood, like to come like celebrate with us. So that was also kind of big for me. I got to tour with the guys for a bit. Like I did like your Shupelo shows, your TLT shows, Mappa shows. Like that was also pretty cool. That was really, really, really cool. Yeah, I guess anything that paid me, like for me was like a big deal because like I was able to then like reinvest in myself or buy whatever it is that I wanted or just turn up with my homies and just have a good time. Yeah. I think anybody can be anything they want to be. So I don't think like anybody is born to be anything. I feel like whatever it is you put your mind to, you can do it. I try to do the things that make me happy. Like be with my friends, have a good time. We laugh a lot. We try to laugh as much as we can, you know. Sometimes smoke a blunt, have sex, whatever that just feels good, you know. To just like keep it moving because like it's a marathon, you know. You know? So the advice I'd give myself is that it's pace yourself. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like it's because I feel like when I was young, I was so focused on just the end result. What am I gonna get? I'm not going in. Yeah. If they pay me, I'm not going in. You know what I mean? And I could have just met even like more amazing people just by being in the space. So I was always just goal orientated instead of like also enjoying the process. I just always wanted to like finish everything. But then now I realized that it don't work like that. That actually creates a whole lot of anxiety and a whole lot of like sadness to a person because you start having expectations that, okay, at this time now I should be like this. And then now when you're not like that, you start feeling like you're a failure or there's something you're missing, you know? So I feel like just pace yourself, enjoy the journey and try and make the most of it. Like, man, I'm a more of a like, I take it day by day. I don't have I don't have any plans. I take things by the day. Like I just go with it, like, and then they are like goals that I have, like, but I don't have like a blueprint, you know, like, because I think I used to have one, and then hence I'm saying like that's what caused like a whole lot of like disappointment and all that. So now I just go with what it is. Like I'm trying to be as formless as possible. Yo, that's deep, yo. Like how I feel about that for real. Like I think firstly, like I would like to say like the rape is not it's not the hip hop culture. It's not part of the culture, you know what I mean? That's just criminals. That's like, you know, I wouldn't say hip hop condones rape at all. I think that's very weak. But then like the culture itself, it's how it is. You know, like most of the people live that life. We live that life. So when we're talking about what we're saying on the records, is things that we actually do, things that really happen. So, you know, it's like in every game, or I would say any field, like in a band, right? There's a drummer, that's a band, right? And then there's like in how would you say, in Kwaito, maybe like there'll be Amapansula, Nabo, Amanyora, you understand how it go. And then even in hip hop, like, you know what I mean, there's like real niggas, bitch ass niggas, bitches and hoes. You feel me? Like that's just really what it is. It don't mean even, it's not even like that foul, but like the people who are part of the culture actually embrace it. That's how we speak. Like, you know, I don't feel like, I mean, it's never really what you say, but how you say it, you know? Like that's maybe how it's also taken. Like, cause we call like, yo, like I call my girl my bitch and she don't see anything as wrong with that, you know? But then if I would be like, yeah, you bitch, like, you understand? Like, I think now that's being me disrespectful. But when I say like, sometimes she'd be like, yo, that's my nigga, you know what I mean? That's my, you know what I mean? That's my dick, that's whatever the fuck she wanna holla at me with, you know? That's just really what it is. So I don't feel like it's anything wrong. That's just how we do our thing. You know what I mean? If you don't wanna do it, don't do it. Do something else, you know? If you wanna be a part of it, this is how we ride here.
Let's go. Killer with the drip toe tags. That you gotta grab with both hands like she like it rough. Cause the man that she fuck with for money ain't doing enough for that romance. I wasn't looking for love, I was shit out of luck till I saw Shorty slow dance. Man, it felt like a moment of silence. She literally silenced my moments. Like 24/7, I'm dropping that verses like a reverend on a podium. Like 20 plus baddies all wanna hand me, yeah, and brand new, but they know it's him. You should see how they act when it's just me. Like jet skis, riding heads free. You should see how they act when it's just us. I mean besties on our testes, like RSVP these nuts. Don't act like a cunt, we do what we want, I'm still curving the thought for a blunt. Like cut it, I've been at it for months, I'm a bad man, mean mugging a mug shot. Shots a titty black shot with my bloodshot eyes. Looking like ketchup on Mickey D French fries, throwing both hands in the air, waving gang signs.